Hello? Is anyone there? Castle Dimitrescu? Oh my god. What is this place? Is anyone there? Oh my god. Oh my god, no. No! No!
No, please, no! No, no, God, no, please! No! No!
Yeah. What are you buying? Five, four, three, two, one.
Where are you going, little one? Bullets cannot harm. You stupid man-thing! I feel no pain.
Welcome everybody to the show. It is your boy Dan Allen Gaming here today, and we've got Morgan Arthur Purple, the Hunter, Eyeshot, Chase, Prince, Meme Boy, Greensome, Ashley, the German Boy, Soviet, the Holy, Charlotte Art, Noxy, Zero, Katrine, Hammer, Vicky, Panzu, Savage. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I thought I could keep up with this, yeah. How do I sound? Now, guys, I want to show you something quite funny quickly here. I popped it over on my Twitter just before I went to bed last night. Are you ready for this? Alright, let me show you. Where is it? What do you think of that? Oh man, Lady Dimitrescu. Have you ever seen something? Oh man, that got me going for some reason. That got me hot, really? It's not the word I'd use. A major lag happening. That might be you, brother. That might be you. Nash, how you doing, mate? Good to see you in here. Her and Nemesis should get together, hey? That'd be an interesting... It'd be a very interesting relationship between those two. Now, tomorrow, guys, we have Paula Rhodes, who is obviously Eveline and Angie. That's happening tomorrow. Then we've got Katie O'Hagan, Mia Winters on. And then, of course, Lady D herself on Saturday. Tuesday, that's just announced, Daniela Dimitrescu. Of course, Nicole Tompkins. And then Helena who is the facial capture of Lady D. She's actually coming on for an exclusive interview as well. Believe that's happening Thursday. Don't quote me. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Dan Allen to find out when that's happening. Hey, Freddie, thank you for the 5, man. I really appreciate it. You never look better, Dan. You know what? Are you talking about me or Lady Dimitrescu? I think you're talking about me, Freddie. Well, thank you. You know, I posted a video of all the facial capture artists or facial capture people for Resident Evil Village, right? And I snuck in a little joke in there where Salvatore Moreau was actually my facial capture. It was a joke. Some people believed it was real. So there you go. I mean, that's not quite a compliment, is it? No. Why are you interviewing the entire cast of Resi? You want me to stop? Hey, you want me to stop? Gonna have the Duke on. Yeah, I might have him on. He's already been on. Check the channel, man. Shit. Now, make sure you've got your questions ready. Try to get to as many as possible. Again, thank you for that dono, Freddie. Appreciate it. Now, a quick question for you guys. Quick question. What system did you play Resident Evil on? Okay, PS5, Xbox, PC. Where did you play it? I want to know. PC, PS5, PS4, PC, PS4. Yeah, okay. So majority PC, yeah. Yeah, now, what graphics card do you have if you're on PC? I'm looking into getting the 3090. I'm building a new rig at the moment. Potato. 2070, 1080. Oh, all sorts. And it performs on everything, eh? Yeah. That's interesting. Well, guys, Bekka's in here. I don't want to keep her waiting. That'd be quite rude. So I really hope you enjoy it. Make sure you hit the like button if you do enjoy it. And subscribe, of course. And let's do it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I really do. Keep the questions coming in the chat. I'll try to get to some. And you can also become a member, guys. Send a super in. It's all very much appreciated. Appreciate the support, guys. All right. Let's get into it. Bekka Prewitt, everybody. Bekka, we are live. Hey.
Just getting some things associated here. Okay, full screen. We're good to go.
You can hear me all good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you beautifully. How are you?
Good. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah? How's
I watched your interview with Aaron, and I actually wrote Aaron, and I'm like, dude, I can't follow you. I can't. He's hilarious. Isn't Aaron the Duke is what I'm referring to, if those of you don't know. He's freaking hilarious and so fun to listen to. And I'm like, yeah, I can't go on now, man. I can't go on.
Can't follow him. No, he was great.
I mean, you got a bunch of us on, right? You're just hitting us all up. It's awesome.
Because you're also good at what you do, hey?
Thank you.
And this was
you are too, man. Like,
thank you.
Come on, if it wasn't for, how good you are at what you do and your kindness to bring us on to be able to talk to the fans. It's amazing. So thank you.
I really appreciate that, Bekka. Thank you so much. How have you been? How's the last, whirlwind of a week been for you? Getting this out there?
insane.
Yeah.
So, hey, I knew like Ari was, going to be a big deal for fans. Is coming out the Village, but I had no idea how cool Ari fans really are. Like, it's been crazy with interview requests and promotions, and just getting so much love from fans. I've completely blown away. And the personal appearance requests and the signings we have, like, scheduling coming up, and it's been amazing, exciting, and almost overwhelming. It's like, you really want all this from us? This is so cool. So
That's
we're
awesome.
excited.
Did you expect that at the start?
I mean, I was okay when I got cast. I was like crazy excited, and we're on a non-disclosure for like 2 years.
I know.
So
yeah.
we're shooting this thing. We start literally. It's been 2 years in May from the time I think I did my first audition. Because you have several auditions.
I don't know how you keep it secret.
Say again?
I don't know how you keep it secret. I'd be dying.
I didn't even tell my mom, and that was like, and I tell her everything, right? Like she's like my best friend, and I didn't even tell her. I was like, because I was afraid something was, and like okay. So let's just say I've been in a video game before. Name will not be mentioned, and someone slipped. We'd already shot some of the game, and we'd already done face capture. We'd already done ROM. We did all this stuff, and somebody leaked something. The game was postponed for 3 months.
My goodness.
6 months, 9 months, a year, and then canceled. So yeah, it was the biggest defeat of my life.
Oh.
So I wasn't telling anyone, Dan. Like, nobody's gonna know from me.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna be the lead.
That was because someone let it slip, or other reasons?
They let it slip. They didn't even say what the game was, but they let something slip that they were shooting something, and it was too much to disclose, I guess. And so.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even, the name wasn't even disclosed because we didn't even know the name. It was a code name at the time. So yeah, so after that, like, I mean, like that was like 8 years ago. So after that, I was like, I mean, like before that, I was like, like all excited, so I wouldn't have said anything. But after that, I was like, no one will know anything ever. like no one talk, because it's like a big deal when you get and it was my first big video game, and so it was like, it was crushing to lose it. And because I'd already posted, hey, I'm doing some mocap for something, I'm doing some VO for something, but I didn't say what it was because we were allowed to say stuff like that. But then it's like, no, it's just.
So you have done motion capture before. That was your first time back then.
Yeah.
Okay. So you knew what you were going into with this motion capture, and you knew your way around.
I love mocap. I've actually done Gears of War 4, the Nightmare Reborn trailer.
Of course. Yeah.
Which was super fun. But I had done actually, I done the Descendants video game as well. The video game that we lost as well. And I worked for Vicon. Vicon is a maker of motion capture cameras, and I was their mocap actor for several years. A lot of their conventions, I would go and perform in suit for people. And so, yeah, I've been doing mocap for, 8-9 years now, and voiceover since the late 90s. So, but animation-wise, animation's probably the last decade, because I've been in LA for 10 years. And so that's when I really got to do animation, was when I came here.
Hold on. So how long have you been doing voice acting for?
Well, I started a long time ago.
Hold on. You wouldn't be a day over 30.
Thank you, Dan. Trying to win me over. Exactly. Precisely. That's what I am. But yeah, I started acting when I was a kid too. So that's, that helps. And you can do acting, you can do voice acting from anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. To get the good stuff, you kind of have to be in a major market.
People think you look 21, by the way, in the chat.
Oh, okay. I love you, whoever you are that said I look 21. Mwah.
We've got plenty of questions coming in, but I just want to know quickly, how did you land this role? How did it all come about?
The most amazing casting director / producer. It's how I landed this role. I worked with her in that game that I will not disclose from many years ago. And that's when I first met Rosanna. Rosanna's like, literally, I have like 2 favorite casting directors in Los Angeles, and one's a commercial casting director, Dan Bell, and one is Rosanna's son. And she's a casting director, but she's also a producer, and she produces and cast Resident Evil 8, The Village. But because I'd auditioned for her so many times before, and been cast by her before, she remembered me. She's amazing. I think when you have a casting director that's in your corner, that's when you succeeded, honestly. If somebody believes in you, because it's the hardest thing is to get the auditions. You can't compete on that level if you're not going into the audition room. So she's called me in again and again and cast me over the years. And she had one for me. She had this, and she's like, yeah, do you want to come in? And I auditioned for several roles, and ended up getting Bela, and I couldn't be happier. Like at the time, I mean, like, I think because it's such an amazing franchise, and I've been acting for a long time, but I would honestly say video game work is probably my favorite work because you get to combine voiceover, which is my favorite. I can go in like high tops, a ponytail, no makeup, and just talk all day. And no one has to worry about how I look. And then you get to do motion capture. I'm a very physical person, and I like to stay fit and work out, and I like to be goofy. And so I get to play the craziest people. Like from insane people, it's like little girls who you think are very, very nice and very kind, and then they end up being like a blood-sucking killer. And when can you do that? Like in a normal role, like they're not going to cast you in, it's a normal TV show and do that range. You know what I mean? And then you're the old lady, has a walker. You get to change it up, and it's so fun. Like, this is not going to sound good to say. I would say I really like playing demented characters. Like crazy, like badass type characters, like sexy villains, but those nuts too, they're just so fun, so yeah, it combines my favorite things, so being very physical with the motion capture and then playing with my voice. So I love it.
You really stand out in this game, that's for sure. The craziness is on display.
Well, it was funny because so much of the time, one of my voices that I do is Kitty Cheshire in Ever After High, which is a Mattel kids series, so saw you in the forests, you beat that wolf in a race, and then you go to like man blood. I mean, it's very different, but Bela's voice is actually my voice, and I'm so used to doing
other
different
voices.
Like ogres, right? Like you play ogres and like fairies and little children and little boys and little girls, and like when I was for this, I actually did mine. I'm like, oh, I get to be me, and they're like, oh yeah, we kind of wrote it for like a sexy kind of temptress, sultry. So just be you, and I'm like, oh, you see me that well, thank you. Like, okay, let's do this.
It's a compliment.
Right? I'm like, I'll take it. So yeah, super fun.
Oh, amazing. When did you find out it was Resident Evil? Because I know they give you a code name half the time. Do you remember when you found out it was this big franchise that you were diving into?
Yeah, it was actually the table read. Okay, and the table read was something else. And so I'm gonna be careful what I say and what I don't, when I can disclose and what I can't.
Yeah.
But for the table read, we don't know who's going to be there or who's in it or what's going on. So we show up and we don't even have scripts. This is how like quiet they keep the game. So we show up and like we know what we've been cast as because Rosanna's already called us and told us our role, but we don't know what the game is. We just have the code name, and we each get a packet, like a manila envelope, and we open it up thinking, okay, here's the script, right? Here's what we're going to do. No, it's only your side. So I only have Bela's pages. I have no one else's pages. And we all have our own pages. So I'm on page like 14 and 17, whatever. And it's only the first act. So we don't even know how the game like continues or ends or what goes on later. And so like basically somebody will read their lines on page 1 and then we'll be like, you got page 2? Okay, you page 2. Go ahead. So we're finding out. And so we're like, who's that character? And you can't see it. It's easier if I'm reading like like Lady D, like I can see like her lines coming up, but somebody's talking, I'm like, I wonder who she is, I wonder who he is, because I don't have those pages in front of me to know the character is. So I'm like,
that is bizarre.
So so even after the first table read, I was like, I don't really know what's going on.
So you didn't even know it was Resident Evil at that point either?
Somebody said something at the game. The words Chris Redfield came out. And so we're like,
oh, yeah. That's quick. Yeah.
So somebody said something about it. And so I don't even remember who it was. And it was like, so we all were like, oh my God. We're cool. Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah. I'm not nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so exciting. So.
All right. We've got some questions here. Let me just get some up from our lovely viewers. Chaotic Gamer here. Thank you so much, mate. He says, will you ask Bekka to say, man blood, and I can die a happy man?
What's his name?
Chaotic Gamer.
Chaotic Gamer. I wish I just knew like his actual name. But okay. Man blood. Chaotic gamer blood.
Even that laugh you did then, it sounded a little bit like the one
Right?
in the game. Oh
She
man.
loves it. It's fun for her.
It's a bit weirder for me right now because I just played the section where we take you down and spoilers. Oh man. Thank you, Alt, for that. Lucifer, told you I wouldn't miss this, Bekka. You're the best. I wish to see way more of Bela and House Dimitrescu. Can we hope for it?
I would love that. I mean, I know I don't want to disclose too much, but Cold Air doesn't like us, and but I'm like, it's a video game. Can't they come back to life? Can't
I reckon a prequel, like
say again?
a prequel, like before this game.
Oh,
Do you know what I
yes.
mean? Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
I've had so many people write in like, we want more of the three sisters and Lady D. We want more of
Oh,
you guys. And it was over so quickly, and I'm like, I know. So I would love it if we could do a prequel or something like that, because I was astounded by how much love there is for the House of Dimitrescu. Like I was like, this is wonderful, and so grateful to everyone who throw out so much love to us. So yeah, I hope so. If everyone, like, let's all go rush Capcom Japan and Resident Evil Sony and be like, we want more of Lady D and their sisters.
I don't think you have to because the sales speak for themselves. I mean, it's the
Right?
fastest selling in history for the franchise. I thought it was 3 million in 4 days, something
I know.
crazy. So that's a good sign. I'll tell you that. Darth Wick says, "How hard was it to voice act Bela?"
Not at all, because, well, like I was saying, like it was one of the ones that I didn't have to, like, I mean, Bela is okay. So crazy characters are kind of in what my coach, Chris Williams, is my former coach and my dear friend, and like he's like an acting coach. He's actually a celebrity. He's like a major actor. He's a CW Black Lightning, if you're familiar. He's done a ton of work. That's just one of his many roles. And but he would basically say, "She is in your wheelhouse," meaning one of the characters that you inhabit easily. A lot of characters I have to research and study and like, okay, where are they coming from? And like, what is their backstory? And let me try to figure out how to get there. And do I want to alter my voice for that? And how would she sound? But Bela is kind of like Lady Macbeth, Shakespearean Lady Macbeth. She's a powerhouse. She's queen. She's in control, and she's the strong eldest sister, and the one that's not like off the hook, who's not a little crazy or whatever, just wants, she literally has a power, a position, and a plan, and she is going to go after what she wants and get it, if at all costs. And so it's just one of the characters that I kind of go into naturally, and because it's a lot of my voice, like actually it's a lot of what I actually sound like. So it was fun to actually get to play a little bit of me, but no, I don't suck blood. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not a vampire. I'm sorry. A lot of people right now, or a witch, but the powerful women I like to play. So it was fun, and being able to scream and yell and like get frozen to death in a recording booth is really fun. So
Midgar, he says, she put a lot of effort into the character. Props to you, Bekka.
Thank you.
Bad Girl says, I'm a big fan of your voice work, Bekka. Love you.
Thank you so much, Batgirl. Thank you.
Zentera, thank you so much, man. He says, hey, Dan, thanks for the amazing content. Bekka, thank you for voicing Bela Dimitrescu. You did such a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Zentera.
It's an honor to be in the game.
Thank you so much, mate. Enter says, how was it working with Jeanette?
All the women are awesome. Jeanette's a sweetheart. She was okay. So I think what's really cool about community, having a community in the gaming community, is people are, it's like you're humbled. You're so grateful to be getting this opportunity that I think they often cast really down to earth, heartfelt people who give and she's just a sweetheart. She's sweet and fun to be around and personable. But honestly, like, watch the interview with Aaron. because for the one who asked the question, because he knew her for like since like what they were 12. Was that how old they were, Dan? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
And so he would have way better firsthand knowledge. But yeah, she's a sweetheart, and I'm very glad to have the opportunity to work with her and Nicole and Maggie, like powerhouse women playing these roles, and to stand alongside them is my honor.
Yeah. Did you feel propped up like next to them? Did you feel like you were one little family?
Well, at first, we didn't even know each other. So it's like, hi,
Yeah.
who are you? What do you play?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like completely. And Maggie is actually taller. So it's like, it was fun to be like, okay, Maggie, yeah. This is cool. We're not like shrimps. So it's, I'm like 5'6.5", but it's like, I was like, I don't know how tall she's taller, but it was just cool to be built into a family unit. That's always fun. But yeah, there's not time. You don't get to like hang out and get to know each other. You're literally in the voice booth. There's nobody else in the voice booth but me. So I'm not seeing or talking to anyone or getting any experience with them whatsoever. And then for mocap, when we're actually doing the performance capture, is when we're actually first meeting each other and you're actually are getting to know each other. And you're kind of working the whole time. So it's not like, hey girl, what's going on? It's like, okay, like you're doing your scenes, But yeah, but they're all such fine actors. They're so talented. They have amazing credentials, a wonderful talent. And so I'm just grateful to be, one of the sisters and in this game with them.
Oh, you did an awesome job. Katrine, did you get any instructions about Bela's personality? Am I saying that right, by the way? Bela?
It's Bela.
Bela.
Because yeah, Bela. But I often say Bela. I slip into Bela because you're used to it. But I'm getting better. But it's okay. Bela.
Try and catch me out on that if I go again. Bela.
I remember we first got cast. We're like, how do you say the last name?
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That last name, the
right
people.
And there's a spell with an SCU, so I'm like, there's no U pronunciation. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. So what was did you get any backstory on her personality? Because I remember in the game they mentioned that she's the craziest, the wildest of the three from memory.
Well, what I was told was that she was like the eldest, the strong elder lead sister who, because like one of them, and I don't know if they did changing or what, but we were told originally one of them, I think Daniela was supposed to be like the hissy fit tantrum girl having her own kind of way because she's the youngest originally. And then
okay.
Originally, like she wants her thing and she wants to do it the way she wants to do it. She wants her, her toy. And then Cassandra was more like just all out for like the dark side. She's twisted. Like she likes to toy with the meat, the prey, and I'm just like kind of the one in charge of like, this is going to get done. I'm like the more the Lady Macbeth, like powerhouse, like I'm insane, but I'm in control of my insanity. You know what I mean? Like I have a plan and I will make that. They just told me kind of sultry temptress, but smart and in charge.
Interesting. There you go. There's a bit of behind the scenes, guys. Can says, is it weird that I fancy Bela the most of the three sisters, even though she's a psycho and is made up of flies? Nice performance, Bekka.
I mean, what's the thing about like Bela? Because I was looking at some of the Bela art and I was trying, because they were going to do some signings and I want like some good art for that. And I saw a lot of images of her looking very stone cold. Mm-hmm. And she has that harsh coldness, but she also has that coy mystery playfulness where she likes to toy with her prey. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a fun for her. It's a fun adventure for her. The hunt. And so I wanted her with her alluring smile, because the face model is gorgeous and like Bela's, adorable. And so I wanted like that man blood, the eyes and the smile that she has to come across in the art. So hey, any artists want to hit me up with some amazing art with her eyes open and smiling, or enjoying the hunt, let me know. Maybe we'll do an artist rendering and, try to sell some prints.
now you've said that, we should be able to get something happening. So you were going to do a live signing in a couple of weeks' time, aren't you? Just for people.
Yeah, I'm opening the Streamily shop today because Daniela, who is Nicole and Maggie, Lady D, said we're opening it today. So I'm like, oh, okay. My Dan Allen gaming interview. And I had another interview with actually a talent agent. And I'm like, okay, let me do that too today. So I'm going to try to open that shop tonight. I have some prints already that I put together with the help of Nicole, who has been awesome with helping Maggie and I get some ideas because, we're newer to the fanfare. And so the shop will be open. It'll be like Streamily. It's like STREAMILY or something.com/Bekka Prewitt. And I'll be putting up the prints tonight for advanced sales. And then it's Sunday, June 6th. I think we're going to do it at 1:00 Pacific Standard Time.
On Nicole's stream or?
Well, I'll be on IG Live. But we'll all three be together.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So you can buy them on Streamily, but we'll sign them. Once you buy them, we'll get a notification. If you go to streamily.com/Bekka Prewitt, you'll get a notification, and then they'll say like, put man blood, I love man blood or something, and then sign your name, So we'll be able to sign it live or whoever.
I'll have to get one from each of you, hey?
Yay! We actually are going to have a mat. So I'll have a bunch of Bela, obviously, and different art, work with her. And I'm trying to capture some good images of her now. But we also have an 11x17 of Lady D and her three daughters.
Okay, I might have to get that one. That's cool.
So good looking. It's the most expensive. It's 11x17, and we have to all three sign it. But it's stunning.
That's all right. It's worth it. And
there's one that I'm working with an artist in Germany who's just basically doing an HD representation of Bela. She grabbed it, like a cinematic, and she's just enhancing it. And I'm going to sell that one probably as an 8x10 or 11x17 is too. And it's so cool looking. So I'm like,
That's amazing. Justin here says, "You are so awesome, Bekka. I love Bela. You were so amazing, and I felt really bad when I had to kill Bela. I actually let her bite me on purpose several times."
Well, just play the game again and again, and then she'll keep biting you. You can let her live a little longer each time. And then maybe each time you let her live a little longer, she'll give you more lines, because we recorded a lot of lines. And I've noticed, like, each time I played, it's like different lines, will pop up at that time. So it's like, she don't worry, she's feisty. She'll keep fighting as long as she can.
I'm going to have to check that out, actually, because you would have done there might be a few different versions, as you said. And I don't think I've heard them all.
Stuff. And it's like, those times I said this, I died this time, this way. Okay.
Yeah. Lauren here says, "I just want to say Lady Dimitrescu is stunning, but it pains me to say Heisenberg is my favorite character." Oh, there you go, Lauren.
As long as you love one of us, we're thrilled.
Greensome, you did an amazing job voicing Bela. Just by hearing it, I can already see her here. Just by hearing you. And then Enter says, "I've got to get some of those signatures from you."
Absolutely. We're so excited to do the three of us signing together.
So is there anything that we don't know about Bela that isn't explained in the game, that you like your own little backstory or anything like that?
I mean, because we don't really have any information, to start off with. So it's a matter of us creating, like storylines and ideas. And so you get what, she's kind of the lead, in charge sister, and she's it's kind of a sultry vixen, and then, okay, what can I play with that, and so you kind of create and so originally, my story changed once I was actually in the castle after playing, looking at the game, playing the game, because I see a picture of all three sisters as adults, but in my mind, before this happened, I was like, okay, we were kidnapped by Lady D, and she's not really our mother. This is in my mind, right? And I was like, and so she has these three children. Because she couldn't have children, so she's raising her own little monsters to serve her. And she's, she wants us to be loyal, so she's taking us as infants. But then that kind of gets blown up when we're in the play of the game, and I'm like, oh, there's a portrait of us, and we're all adults. Maybe we're 16, 18. I don't know. I was like, oh, okay, we haven't changed over to vampire witches yet. Okay, so we can change that idea. Maybe we were teenagers when she captured us. Maybe she inhabited our house and killed our parents now. And so we had to relent or die, to become her entourage.
So have you played the game? Have you seen your work? What's the story?
Yes, I am terrible Yes, I have, but I'm terrible. Like I had an ex who was like kind enough to be like, oh yeah, like in the past, he's like, oh, let's play games. He was a huge gamer. And so I never played games as a kid. Okay, not exactly true. Grew up kind of poor. And so my mom at one point, I remember I got a gift of a Pac-Man, a little yellow Pac-Man. Okay. And so I was obsessed. You know, I was probably like 8 or something. And so you can only go so far on the board. So I would play it until it was 999,999. You couldn't go any further, you know, the score. I would play it and play it and play it until the batteries ran out. And I was like, Mom, I need another one because my Pac-Man's dead. And she's like, no, you're becoming obsessed with gaming. You can't play this anymore. And so she never bought me any more batteries. And so like as an adult, I'm like, okay, let's play some video games. So I was playing with my ex and he was like, okay, let's do something easy. Let's do, we did Zelda, Link's Awakening. And I'm like, die, like falling off the wall. I'm like, what the fudge is wrong with me? It takes skill and talent to be a good gamer. It takes effort and practice and time and like to intuitively know what you're hitting. Am I hitting the X? Am I going up or down? Am I moving my head? Like you have to intuitively be so good at it, spend time on. It's a craft. It's like acting. I spent my time training myself as an actor through many years of like college and courses and workshops and classes, not trained myself to be a gamer. So mad kudos to you gamers because I'm embarrassing to watch. It's hell. You should probably just watch me play and laugh. You would just laugh your tushies off watching me trying to like, so I die very quickly and a lot and I'm starting over again and again. And it's embarrassing.
That sounds like a super fun stream.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, help her out. You'd be like, let me come over and just take the console out, take it out of your hands, and you know.
Because
actually, I did that.
I know a lot of fans would love to see you like just react or see that section in the game.
Oh, it's embarrassing. My friend that I was doing the other night, I literally handed him. And it's like, just take over so I can see more of the game because it's like 3 hours and I just keep dying. So please just I'm gonna watch at this point and see what happens next.
So when the game comes out, are you up at 12 o'clock at night looking at the cutscenes or the next day or what?
The next day.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I shouldn't say that. During game, because Capcom released gameplay like a month or so early, right?
Of course,
and
you would have seen some, yeah.
Yeah, so we're seeing clips and excerpts, and because they sent like a 20 or 30 minute video.
Oh, you saw the footage. You saw that footage too. Yep, cool.
It was. I was like, oh, I'm in the gameplay. It's so exciting because and everyone gets the women confused, because they say our names during it, but during the gameplay they didn't say. I don't think they said Bela's name, or they said Daniela at one point. And
you can get them confused because the only way to telling is the hair and the pendant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Pendants, like I have red. Bela wears red.
Yeah.
Cassandra wears yellow, and Daniela is like a greenish color.
Yeah.
But we were actually shooting or doing the mocap. We were all in different colored dresses, and my character had red hair, so it was really easy to see us on the monitor and know, like, oh, Bekka messed up or whatever because she just has red hair and she's in the purple dress. Like easy to point us out. But in the game, look for the red. Bela wears red.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you first saw yourself in the game, first time, do you remember what was your reaction? Thrilled, excited, weirded out, what?
Oh, heart racing. Like, first of all, I think when I first saw it, I was just not even heart racing. I think the first time I saw it was like, oh, she's cool. Like, yes,
Yeah.
Like I didn't look like a nerd or anything. This is fantastic. You don't know how they're going to animate you or who you're going to look like. And I think she's adorable. Like the face model is so beautiful. And I think the voice looks really good with the animators are so incredible, aren't they? I mean, just the level of art that they create in these games is astounding. I mean, games have come so far in our lifetime, and just to see the beauty they've created in this game overall, even the castle, oh my gosh. But yeah, I love Bela. I think they did a beautiful, everything from her wardrobe to, like blood dripping down, to the chokers, to everything, to the beauty or ornateness of the castle. The animators are tremendous. The writers are tremendous. What a franchise, right?
Were you offended that they got facial capture, like a new face? Because I was talking about to Michelle, who plays Mother Miranda, and she said, "Nah, I wasn't offended." But isn't it funny that they do that with everyone?
Yeah, well, they did it for the other game. then we will not talk about game.
Oh, really? Yeah.
With my face, it was facial capture. So like they actually, and the facial capture is so crazy fun. Like you actually like will open your mouth inside out. You'll flip your eyelids down. Like you do the craziest thing for facial capture. They want to see you make every face.
Oh, really? Hold on. Just
Yeah.
at the start, you've got to do all this sort of stuff. And
Yeah, like you could flip your eyelids up. They literally, and they do a 3D cap. So you're actually like sitting down, and they'll do a capture as you rotate all 360 as they capture every element of your face and your head. So they can, basically me bald, it was like a little mold of me, but they have you do like, even for, but that's for facial capture itself. But even for Bela, they did use our facial expressions. DJ had us, do like all kinds of faces and like act angry and happy and sad. And so we were like capturing us like, we're angry, like sinister, sexy, like whatever, like he had us do all those elements. So we are using that because we had the head cam on and,
yeah, it's literally just the fake face likeness, isn't it? Yeah.
The face likeness I actually was for the other one, so it's like dark.
I'm sure. Look, I'm sure this isn't going to be your last gig. I'll tell you right now. We'll be back here again, I'm sure. Kagura here says, I'm really curious on a scale 1 to 10 how much fun you had while playing Bela and acting with the rest of House Dimitrescu.
Well, video game work is absolutely, like I said, my favorite type of work. And because this character is in my wheelhouse, it's strong female characters. And that's one of the things I love about this game. I mean, yes, we're murderers, but they're still powerhouse women, all 4 of us. And I love playing strong women roles and breaking down stereotypes. You can be, like the facial capture of the face model of Bela is gorgeous. You can be beautiful and strong and smart and, and be powerful. You don't take away your femininity by being strong. And so I loved doing this role and seeing, how they crafted her. But yeah, I have being able to play. I know we're in a goofy looking suit, right? With little markers, the little balls, right? The little gray balls all over us. It's like being a kid because you're in your PJs, basically. It's a little hot in the PJs, but you're in your PJs and you're running around. I mean, the scythe, for example. I mean, we had like 3 or 4 different scythes to get it right, but I'm playing with like the first one was like a foam piece and it was all jacked up because it was like you would, you throw it down and it would do this job. I'm like, okay, this isn't working. Like, I don't look very scary, do I? Because I'm trying to use this thing,
It's flopping around, yeah.
Yeah, it was like literally like, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't look intimidating at all. Okay, another one, please. And but to play, you're in your PJs playing around with like basically Nerf toys with your friends or even with strangers. It's like, how fun is that? And the characters that Resident Evil crafts, that Capcom crafts, are so intriguing and multifaceted and multi-layered. It's like it's literally playtime as an actor. So I had extreme joy. This is absolutely, Bela is my absolute favorite role to play. My favorite project to be in is Resident Evil 8.
That you've ever done? How good? That you've ever done?
They've ever done, yeah.
Wow.
And I've done a lot. I've done film and TV and commercial hosting, all kinds of different modeling and all kinds of things. But like as an actor, actually as a performer in general, and all the crafts that I do, my favorite is video game work and film and voiceover. But those video game work is voiceover and, performance capture together and film. But I would say video game work overall, because I get to be the most crazy fun characters. It's awesome.
That's amazing. I love that. Love that. Bela is my favorite. You did an amazing job. This is from Brett V. What was your creative process like? Did you have any specific references that inspired you? And did you improvise any lines? Okay, there's a few questions there, but improvisation and any specific references that inspired you.
I love, so I like I said, I love strong characters. So I think just having a plethora of strong characters in my mind and having played strong characters, I kind of, I've already kind of have that built into me. Mm-hmm. And who I am as a person, I would say, or I shouldn't say this, I would say my friends would say, because I've actually asked them, you have to create lists sometimes of like bios, like describe yourself. And I'm like, no, And so I'll go to my friends and be like, hey, write a list. Like, what do you think about me?
Yeah.
And I can put that in there. And so they would say I'm very strong. I'm a very strong person, very strong. I try to be a very strong woman. And so I'm not like meek or mild per se. And maybe I should be more like, oh, okay, if you think so, Dan, but I'm not. And I probably was when I was like 6, but it's like you get older and you
developed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. And so, so I think having that in my wheelhouse already, and honestly, Lady Macbeth was part of it. Chris Williams had me do Lady Macbeth because he'd said back in class years ago, he said, you already play strong, dominant, like badass, basically women. And he's like, if you can do Lady Macbeth, you can do anything. And so I was like, oh. And Shakespeare is its own beast, for sure. And there isn't really I don't know if there's really a stronger woman than Lady Macbeth. I mean, she has, her own plot and plan that she has. And so, and you can do that in Shakespearean dialogue, then it's even better, So I think Lady Macbeth for sure. And obviously, like, vampires are so huge, like just seeing the legacy from Dracula as a child in black and white, over the ages to, Twilight, just seeing the progression of the beauty of the vampire culture. You have that in your head. And I love period pieces, just probably because I'm a natural redhead, fair skin. I look like, I could play a vampire naturally in real life. Wouldn't be too much of a stretch. So, and
just get the teeth happening and you're there. Yeah. Get the fangs on. Yeah.
So, I love doing period work. So just having all the images of everything from, the elegance of like everything from Downton Abbey to Pride and Prejudice in my back. My mom is a huge classic film buff. I grew up watching everything from Westerns with my papa, my grandfather, from John Wayne and Clint Eastwood to these old fashioned, like, period pieces with my mother. So I have all of this film in my head and the elegance of that, but then the sultry dark nature as well. I can, love bringing that into play. That's where I get my cousin Tim, who likes the darkness, the deep.
So what, give me some of your favorite films of all time quickly. Oh,
really?
Sorry. It's a bit of a tough, sorry.
No.
Do you have any at the top of your head?
Oh God, there's so many. Favorite films. I probably would just think of the ones of late that I've seen.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to go back. I mean, as a kid, it was like The Princess Bride, right? And it was like, I'll even laugh at this one, The 10 Commandments. No lie, with Charlton Heston. I can get a laugh on now, people. You can laugh. And Yul Brynner, because I told you I watch all kinds of old classics, right?
Yeah.
And I thought Queen Nefertiti in her beautiful outfits and the colorization was so fun. Back then as a kid, I was like, wow, the colors are beautiful. Look at her wardrobe. Like literally, like this is amazing. But I love that, and like I love the beautiful fantasy is my number one. Okay, so if I could be cast in something, throw me into Lord of the Rings or one of the remakes they're doing. Like I adore fantasy, like absolutely. Obviously, Game of Thrones type work would be like my ideal if I'm going to do, acting wise. But sci-fi is my number 2. And I'm a Trekkie, and I love like I'm actually watching Voyager right now. Like I'm going back. I'm back old school, and I'm watching all of the series. Like my favorite is Deep Space Nine, by far. But I've watched all of the original series. I've watched the Next Generation, TNG. I've watched all of Deep Space Nine. Now I'm watching all of Voyager. So I'm going through and watching them in chronological order.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love Firefly.
You're a nerd. Sorry, Bekka, you're a nerd with us. You're in the club.
Yeah.
No.
I don't play one often on TV enough, but in my
So
heart.
you're not a Star Wars fan?
Say, of course.
Oh, you are.
But to be honest, like I like the first 6 better than all of the newer ones. I heard Solo was good. I haven't seen Han Solo, then the new one of that. But all of the newer ones, I'm like, meh.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
Also, Star Trek in general, I'm way a Gene Roddenberry fan over the newer J.J. Abrams versions. If we're going to talk about,
I like when you said Firefly, I'm like, yeah, okay. Nice. I like that. Thank you so much, Scanlon, Ramsey, Thank you so much, Dying Light Gamer. Doom. For someone who had to give up acting for university studies, seeing the work of Resident Evil Village cast is so inspiring. You guys all nailed it. How long did it take to shoot the man blood scene? That's from Doom. Thank you, Doom.
Not that long. Okay, so basically the motion capture of it is pretty quick because you have this huge gymnasium area basically that you're filming in. It's called the Volume.
I love that name.
The Volume.
The Volume.
And you have, right? It sounds like intense.
It sounds very intense, doesn't it?
Come to the Volume, Dan. Join us. Resident Evil fans, come join us. I promise I won't suck your man blood. But yeah, so it's like this huge space, and you have like Capcom Japan is there. You know, you have all the production team. You don't mess around, really. You know, like you have your stuff together. Let's just say. So I would say, man, I probably should ask Steve, the director, like how long did it take us to shoot that scene? Maybe it was less than an hour. I mean, it was the longest actual shooting of it was probably like once we got the right scythe, because that was the hour, was finding the scythe that didn't jiggle when I would hit it. Because like there were markers on the scythe. So the little balls that are on our cute little outfits are also on the scythe. So when the scythe jiggles, when you're using something that's jiggling, right? It looks terrible. So we had to go through 3 or 4 of those. So it probably took the hour. And so once we actually did the actual scene,
Yeah.
the actual acting of it was probably like 5-10 minutes. But the obviously post-production where they're turning our acting into, the animation, the whole process started 2 years ago. Two Mays ago. So what is that, 2019? So then we actually started.
That's crazy.
Is that right? Then we started auditioning. Oh, I think it's around there. We started auditioning in May. I think it's 2019, and then after cast, we, started. We shot over the course of like a year and a half. Some days in the voiceover booth, and some days in the Volume.
So, did you do any voice work during COVID?
I didn't actually. We finished, well, I guess that's not true. Right at the beginning of COVID. I think my last shoot was in February or March before COVID, or when COVID was just becoming a thing in the States, I should say. So we knew about COVID, it was happening. Because I remember we were sitting across the table talking about it after I got out of the booth, and they were having trouble with scheduling things because the pandemic was starting to spread. And so I think it was February and March when I was in the booth, when it was my last session for me personally, but they were probably doing more during a few more during because they were trying to finish doing the voice work for it.
They have to get you back. There has to be another game. I'm telling you now, they will not leave it at one game with these. It's too big. It's too iconic now.
I mean, the prequel idea you have is fantastic because they could continue on the storyline, but then you don't have the House of Dimitrescu, so let's do the prequel and see what happened before then, because that would be amazing. There's so many people asking for it, but I have no power, so.
Or we play as Bela, and we get infected, and we
right.
That'd be ideal, wouldn't it?
By Bela, now has to go back.
Simple Soda here. Will you make a Twitch channel and live stream some games, or are you going to play with Nicole at any stage?
I think I've been challenged. Nicole, if she invites me, I would be happy to go on with her. I mean, I'm going to be with her, not on Twitch though, but I'm going to be with her Thursday. We have an interview, the 3 of us, with Maggie, Lady D. And then in 2 weeks, like I said, Sunday, June 6th, we'll be together for the signing. So you'll get to have experience of all 3 of us together twice coming up. Again, for the 6th, it'll be on Instagram Live. So if you want to follow at Bekka Prewitt, you'll be able to see the 3 of us do the signing on my Instagram page. But yeah, we'll see if she invites. I know she's having a lot of the cast on Twitch with her playing. So we'll see if I get an invite. But you have to promise, to have pity on me. Okay. Like when I fail miserably again and again, you have to be like, oh, but she's trying. And she's a trained actor. It's fine. She does that. Okay. And we'll give her some, slack from grace for not being a good gamer.
So you and Maggie you're all going to meet up in person? Yep.
Yeah, so for the interview that we're doing on Thursday, we're just going to, I think, be in our own places. But for the actual signing that we're doing on IG Live, we're all going to meet at, I think, Nicole's house, her parents' house.
Nice.
And we're all going to get together and, be in the same room and sign so they can make requests.
Awesome. Andrew, man, there's a video of the mocap scene on YouTube. Did you see that?
I actually posted it to my
page.
You posted it. Yeah, Rosanna, she sent it to me. I'm sure she sent it to everyone who got featured in it. And I was like, heck yeah, I made it in the little promo video. Because getting our work is so hard. I need to put a high quality version of that and more of the mocap demo onto my mocap demo reel.
I've got it. I can send it to you if you want.
That'd be amazing. Because I had that little clip that I put on my YouTube channel, but it's really low res and it's kind of grainy. But that's all I have is that, little, less than 15-second clip. I need more of me doing motion capture,
Yeah, it's funny. You got that off me, that footage, and that footage is now on 4 million views. Can you believe that?
Are you serious?
4 million views have seen that.
I took from you also the voice. You did a little layout of all the actors who played the different characters.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm not technically savvy. Grab my section so and it says Dan Allen Gaming right in the top right corner. I'm like, hey, Dan did this for me. I used it to promote the show.
No, you're allowed to rip anything you want. Only you though. Only you. Bad Girl says, how could Bela be stopped in a tropical climate? Well, that's an interesting question.
Good. Maybe the prequel, we should be in a tropical climate. You got to find a new way to annihilate us.
Ah, there you go. I like it. Paige says, Bekka, I love your performance as Bela. I hope to see you in the Resident Evil franchise again in the future. You are an inspiration. From Paige.
Thank you so much, Paige. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I'm so grateful to be cast, to be working with these amazing people, the creators of Capcom, at Capcom, of Resident Evil, for the fans who are so supportive. I've been working forever. I've never had better love than RE fan love.
Oh, that's awesome.
At all. It's amazing. You guys are so supportive and a tight-knit group who really, really go to bat for your people. And I'm just so happy to be in that family now.
That's amazing.
So thanks for welcoming me into it. Of course. It is
a really great community, very positive. Canna says, people say man blood is the most catchy phrase, but to me it's you stupid man thing.
Yes. Yeah, you stupid man thing! And then she goes. I don't want to keep screaming and then everyone's like, oh my gosh, Bekka, stop. But I also
wow, that was good.
Thank you. Yeah, because she stopped. She's thinking you man thing. She's coming up with it, what am I going to call you?
Yeah. You nailed that. Yeah.
Man blood is, I get the most for, requests. People are like, oh, man blood. And then the second one is man thing. But I also where are you, little one?
Oh, people are blowing up in the chat now that you're saying this. They are loving it.
She loves toying with them.
Oh my God, they're going crazy.
What about what?
What you just did, those two lines. Oh, they've been waiting the whole time. Edge Forever. My favorite line is, where are you going, little one? The dark playfulness of the line is perfection in my opinion.
Yes, someone agrees with me. There are two of us now. Thank you.
Do you think you'll do a cameo at any stage? You know the site Cameo?
Yeah. Wait, say that again?
Do you know about the site Cameo?
Oh, the app where you can hire people to say things.
Yeah.
I've heard of this, and someone just, because I've been getting requests, and I haven't looked at Instagram in a couple days or Twitter because the messages were loading up so much that I was like, I can't possibly do all of these. There are so many of them, and I have to get the Streamily, and I have to get the shop up and the prints. And so yeah, somebody said you should just do a Cameo, and I was like, no, I hadn't thought of that.
Look into it.
But apparently you have to be referred to do it.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'll have to find someone to refer me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been getting so many requests. It's probably something I should do.
I guess, yeah, you couldn't just hop on, otherwise it'd be too easy for people to scam or something, wouldn't it? Yeah. Kenny here says, just going to say I'm sorry I killed you.
Well, fine. Okay. This time I'll let you off the hook.
To be fair, you can't progress with the game unless you do that. So I think everyone did. I have a video up just slaughtering Bela, and I'm so sorry.
Wow. Did you enjoy slaughtering Bela the most? And why is that? Let's talk about it.
Have you seen some of the crazy videos on this game come out?
I don't know what crazy ones.
All sorts. There's a lot to do with Lady D that I'm sure you've seen. There's just like the fan reaction for her character. You guys, like, it's just crazy, isn't it?
Well, I read an interview. I think I mentioned this. I read an interview with Capcom who didn't realize how much she's going to blow up, but she is like the huge monster character, you know, and a tremendous actor. Maggie's a tremendous actor as well. But yes, I saw a toy of her. Somebody created a action figure with like the claw.
Yeah. Would you? I've got someone asking in here. Would you ever cosplay as the character?
You know, okay. So I told you we're doing this Streamily thing where we're creating a shop where you can buy things. And other ladies have actually created cosplay of themselves, apparently. I just found out. Right, they were writing before I logged in with Dan right now. And they both had a cosplay look that they were going to have signed. And I was like, well, I'm not going to have that up tonight because I got to go buy wardrobe. But I was like, maybe I should do this. And I actually had an interview with a personal appearance agent, right before this. A bunch of us did, actually. And he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Like, you should do that too. So I may have to get some purchases of some wardrobe and do some cosplay, if nothing else, just to have a signing, something for people, you know, if they want to have it signed and printed and put up in a poster form. Seriously,
if I've been in content for years, if you want your most liked IG picture, you as the character dressed up, that's it.
Really? Okay.
100%.
If
It'll
anybody
blow up.
has hookups of like, because I don't do half work, you know, so if anybody has some good hookups and where I can get some legit costumes, like I want something very ornate and cool looking, and she's a long black like dress coat, you know.
Yeah,
something like that. So if anyone has any ideas or suggestions, or, you know, wants to give it to me and I give you credit, let's work something out.
Yeah, that'd be tough. I didn't know the cosplay world that, like, how I guess they build them themselves.
They have some really good ones out there. It's so exciting to see them too. These women have done a great job. The ones I've seen have been women. Great job with these characters of the sisters.
Yeah, this might be one of the first games that has more female characters than male, which is always good.
Right, Dan. That's right.
That's right, girl. Nadro, he says, sorry if this was asked before, but what was your reaction to the internet meeting Lady D and the daughters for the first time? Love your work.
Say that again?
Reaction to the internet meeting your characters and the Dimitrescu. We touched on it earlier, but
yeah, I was stunned about how warm and welcoming and supportive and excited RE fans were for our characters. Like, I was like, oh, cool. Wow, this is awesome. So I'm like scrolling.
But wow. It must be like you're not allowed to announce that you're the character. You must be going, Urgh!
2 years, Dan.
Oh,
2 years.
Man. Oh, it must
like
be so tough.
You know anything cool?
Can you even on your
I'm doing a game.
On your CV, can you say unannounced AAA game? Can you at least?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I actually waited for a year before I even did that, and then I said, "Hey, can I do?" Yeah, just because I didn't want to risk anything, and then I started putting undisclosed AAA game, and then I would put in-game play. You know, like I didn't want that to mean like, "Hey, I'm actually in the game. I'm not just doing mocap or just doing a voice. I'm doing both. You know, performance capture, doing both." And but I couldn't release anything, so I've had people ask like, "Oh, what is it?" I'm like, yeah. So it's like, "Are you really?" So now I'm like, "See, I did."
So do you do that for that other game that you talked about earlier? How do you work around that?
it's just not listed,
Ah,
which is heartbreaking. It
man.
becomes something. I do have other credits, like Descendants, for example, was something that they used some footage from. So, it did become something else down the line. So,
Were you in Evil Within?
yeah, I was one of the voices on that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. Was that just booth work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is super fun too, because you just go in there and play crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Midnight Bloom. I myself am hoping to become an author, but I'm struggling with motivation problems. How is it to work towards something this big in the pandemic? Midnight Bloom.
I used a lot of the pandemic to try to advance my career, because a lot of times actors are so busy. Okay, so I get a lot of my work without representation. I have representation, but a lot of my work I find myself.
Congrats, girl.
Hmm?
Congrats, girl.
Thank you.
Well done.
I'm not saying to do that. I'm saying.
No,
like,
I'm saying that's impressive that you've been able to do that.
You want to make it a business, right?
Yeah.
You have to take control of your business, and you can just wait for things to come to you, and sometimes you are blessed and things come to you, but a lot of times you have to work your tush off. And I've been performing for decades now, and a lot of it is just me trying. A lot of it is God's grace. Like, let's just say that, because I mean, like, you can't create the perfect scenario. Like, sometimes you'll be at the right place at the right time. Like, people are like, oh, I got discovered when I was a waiter, or I got discovered when I was working out at the gym, like that happens totally, and things just fall on your lap. And if you're one of those people, that's amazing. Now, for the rest of us, you have to like find your own way in. And so it's a matter of discipline and how badly do you want it. I was told years ago, if you love anything else, do that, don't act. And I was like, what? But it's because it's so hard. You can't just get the right degree or get the right training and then you're in. No, Dan, we didn't cast you because you looked like my ex, so I couldn't cast you. I mean, it's stuff like that. Like, you just don't, there are a lot of reasons you don't get things, So it's a matter of perseverance and just keeping at it and just trying to, and being good to everyone. So key, because honestly, like,
You can't be a dick. No.
Yeah, you're blessed to be doing this. Let's just face it. We're not saving the world exactly here. We're just making the world more entertaining as we go. And we're trying to like bring life and energy and fun and laughter and hope and sometimes conviction to people, depending on the role we're in. And we're blessed to be able to get to do that,
Mm-hmm.
So just staying grounded and humbled and just working your tush off. It's really easy though to stay humbled when you're just fighting a lot to get your next thing. But I spent a lot of the pandemic just trying to pursue work with other casting directors. Be like, hey, I'm Bekka. You want to call me in? Hey, I'm pretty cool, really. Yeah. And like sending on my materials and trying to like make headway. So I would say to the writer, how badly do you want it? And if you want it badly, don't let anything stop you. Be good to people. I'm not saying step on people. That's different. That's ugly, and that comes back around. But I'm saying be good to people in the process, but fight for what you feel is your calling, what you feel you're created to do, or what you feel like you're talented and gifted. And that's not just for that writer. It's for anything and anyone who has something that they're passionate about, whether it's something they just want to do as a hobby or something they want to turn into a career. If it's something you feel you're gifted in, it would be squandering your gift to not utilize the gifts that God has given you.
And I remember someone, like a famous director or acclaimed director, said something like, if you want to be a writer, write 3 scripts, and then once you finish the third, go back to the first, and you'll be able to redo that much better. You know what I mean? Just keep reiterating and getting better at your craft.
Train, write, whatever your field is. Like, you don't want, some people just want to be an instant celebrity, but they don't want to put the work forth to get that point. Yeah. Which is a lot of training, whether it's a writer or whether it's an animator or special effects or whatever that thing is, putting in the time, the 10,000 hours, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. I would have put 10,000 hours into YouTube, and gaming.
I was going to say, you probably put in your 10,000 hours of what you do. Like, I've been watching some of your work. I'm like, man, he's good at this.
Thank you. Lisa here says, Bekka, your voice is stunning as well as you're beautiful. Question, can you sing Love from Scotland?
Oh, I sing all the time in the shower. I actually grew up singing. I was in all of like the elite ensemble courses in elementary, junior high, and high school, but I don't have a soloist voice. Like I don't have that like,
Right.
I can sing in a chorus behind you, you know, like I could be a backup dancer for something, a backup singer and dancer, but like I'm not that stunning voice. But thank you so much. So hey, if there's a voice agent out there, I'm looking for new voice representation. She says that I have, who was the person who said that?
That was Lisa, I think. Oh,
Lisa
I've lost
said-
it now. Sorry, I've
Okay,
lost
Lisa,
it.
somebody said I have a great voice. So hey, voice agent out there, hey, hook me up for new reps. Come on.
Um,
And thank you.
No, Paola. I hope I said your name right. I'm probably butchering it. What was the direction of the death recording for Bela? Since in most games you record multiple variations.
Yes. Good question. What I remember of that is I remember standing alone, and we had some monitors, and I basically there's two different ways we did that. We did it motion capture, but we also did it in the booth. So we redid it just for audio purposes.
Cool.
Yeah. And so I remember, so Capcom is there, and I love them, by the way, because they've brought me in so many times. Like Rosanna has had, for different projects they've done, so I'm a big fan of them. And so, we have the director, Steve, and we have Capcom, and there's translation happening because it's Japanese and English, and so, but for that, I remember being told some direction. I can't even remember what the direction was. And then and I said, I want to try something that I would like to do.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, can I do something? Because they were discussing like what they thought about the direction I was given. I'm like, I want to do something? And they're like,
Nice.
Okay. And I really love playing like kind of crazy dark, and like death scenes I kind of enjoy.
I can tell.
I know it sounds so bad.
I could tell in the performance that I could like the performance was so good at that. Like I could tell you were loving it as well. I don't know. Yeah.
So I literally just went for it.
Yeah.
And there was discussion, and they're like, "We've got it." So I was like, "Yeah."
So your version worked.
Yeah, it did.
Nice.
They hadn't do anything. We didn't redo anything. We didn't reshoot everything. And then but when I was in the booth though, so the voiceover for that was after I did the scene. So I'm watching. They have it was basically animated but not fully. So you see like an element of me, but she's not fully. Her face isn't there. But I had to match what I'm seeing on the video. I'm in the booth with the mic, I had literally you have the helmets on, you have like a little cap basically, and there's like a mic here and there's a mic here, and I'm like watching the video monitor, and I'm trying to do it again for audio purposes and do it in sync with how I did it.
Ooh, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, and there's no mouth, so I'm just like, and following the body movement, trying to like, probably going at this point, I'm trying to like, turn, so I would actually in the booth even like, like turn toward the window, like when that gust of air comes in, and be like, turn back and be like, and the lines change. We did different lines for different options, but that's the most challenging, I think, for me, was matching, video. That's always going to be like whenever I've done dubbing, it's called ADR work, automatic dialogue replacement, to match. A lot of times you have lips that you're trying to be in sync with, so you have to talk when they talk.
I've heard that's actually some of the toughest form of voice acting, dubbing.
And it's really challenging when you're dubbing something into English.
Yeah, that's what I mean. From Japanese to English. Yeah, I've heard that's really tough because it's different ways of talking. Yeah.
The cadence is different. The words are different. So you're literally deciding when to talk as they open their mouth, and making that line fit in that amount of time. And that, it's all, that's more of a challenge. It's easier when it's you talking.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I'm used to me.
Jesse says, why don't the characters have European accents? Any idea?
That's a great question. We all did American dialects, and we weren't. I think it's because, I don't know, because the release in the United States. I know they have a Japanese version, for example. So I think they're because this is an American release or United States of America release. I think they wanted American dialect, And then for,
the most sales are going to be in the US. Like, let's be honest. Yeah.
I think they wanted to cater to the market that they're getting the most sales in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucifer, how did defeat Bela in a tropical climate? Grab an ice cream truck and start throwing popsicles at her.
Bring a snowblower, and be like. Bela would like a snowball fight. She'd be like dodging the.
That's a different game. That's a very different game. Canna, I believe your characters draw inspiration with the 3 vampire ladies from the movie Van Helsing. Have you seen the movie, and would you agree, Bekka?
What's so interesting is I've heard that like 2 days ago. So I'm like, I would have loved to have seen that beforehand. So no, I didn't personally use that. Would love to have seen it in advance, and that's actually probably better not to, because but I'm planning on seeing it now because I'm so curious, because I've heard that. I just heard that comment. But a lot of times I try not to look at other performances that I think I don't want to mimic.
You don't want to, yeah.
I want to make it my own. So if I look at something, it's usually only for visualization, aesthetics. I look at other actors for their acting, like in general, to inspire me. But if it's something specific, like if I don't look at every vampire, because I don't want to be like any other vampire. I want to be like Bekka would play this vampire witch. And so I don't ever want to copy an actor. They're beautiful and they're amazing in their own right. But I think if I'm going to be truly creative, I'm going to foster something in my own self and create something with what I have. And so no, I didn't watch it, but I totally want to watch it now and see what who came predecessors were.
When I watched your performance, I didn't think of any other character. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was its own thing. I didn't think, this is like this, or, So, kudos to you again.
Yay, thank you.
Another question from Canna says, by the way, you look gorgeous, Bekka. What about me, Canna? I'm here, right? I'm looking fresh.
Bela thinks you're gorgeous. Dan.
Thank you. I'm seeing Irish, Welsh, Scottish in you with that glorious red hair. Hello from Ireland.
Hey, yay, homeland! Yes, I am Irish and Scottish, and actually, I'm also Native American. I'm Cherokee, which explains the weird hodgepodge. I always say I have the bone structure. I have a couple other things too. I also have a little bit of Dutch and a little bit of German, but mostly it's Irish, Scottish, and Cherokee. But it's like I have the hair. I mean, I'm so bloody colored Scottish that you don't really see anything else. But if you actually look at my face, I have a long oval face, I have a big nose, and I have like the structure. If you painted me tan, I have the structure of Native American, but the coloring of the Irish. But thank you so much. I always thought I was weird looking, so I really appreciate that.
So, Revolted here says, can we get the man bloodline? Oh my God, the amount of people that are coming in asking for this line, Bekka. Honestly, this is crazy.
It's the favorite, right?
Oh, unbelievable.
Okay. Man blood. I'll add the laugh just for fun. Or,
the laugh.
It's not fun, right?
Oh, I get
the man thing again.
When I hear the laugh, I feel like she's chasing me.
She enjoys chasing her prey.
Oh shit!
I'm the one who captured him.
Yeah. Darth says top video games you would like to voice act in. So, like, are there any you'd like to join?
Man, Call of Duty would be amazing.
Nice, yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, I shouldn't even name one. I love video game work.
As long as it's good, you're in.
Yeah, if it's good, man, it'd be so dope to do another one. I mean, there's so many good. I mean, the game's tremendous. Like, it's like the best version of acting, because you get to do your voice, you get to do performance capture, and the storylines are cinematic now. They're like films inside the video game. They're brilliant. And so, yeah, I would love to do any of them if it's good.
Corey says, what was the most difficult scene for you, or challenging?
It was probably that darn scythe.
Yeah.
That wobbly, stinky scythe. Like, it was literally just like, I would hit Todd and it would be like, it would flap over one side or the other, and that picks up the marker. So it looked so bad. And then, oh my gosh, I felt so bad. So they gave me one. So that one was like a Nerf toy thing. It was like, like foam. It was foam. And so it was fine to hit Todd with it. But because Todd was actually laying there. Like I was actually hitting
He's
around
always there.
Todd.
Yeah.
Yes, so he's laying on the ground. And so then they give me a harder one because the soft ones, are floppy. But the harder one, so I had to constantly hit a spot next to Todd's legs, who's laying on the ground, right? And I'm trying to hit next to his leg again and again and again, right? And the metal one, I kind of grazed him once. It was like plastic, just hard plastic. And I was like,
Todd.
what? Oh, God. I hit him, and I knew I hit him. I kept going and did it. And afterward, I ran to him. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. I mean, he didn't see his face at that, so you didn't see that. He would have seen actual pain, probably. He's like, it's okay. So, yeah, that was the hardest one because you want to land your mark without butchering your teammate.
How funny. How was it working with Todd? I've never seen an interview with him, and I'm desperate to get him on.
He's awesome. In fact, okay. So we're sitting at lunch one of the days, and he runs out. I think it's the first day for me. He was like, "You were in the game," and I was like,
"He knew."
You were two people that were in that game that vanished,
yeah.
And I was like, "You were too, weren't you?" It's because honestly, I remember the first day I went to that other game. I came and I was like, "Oh my!" And I'm like looking up their names. I was like, these are mother fudging celebrities all around me, and experienced stuntmen and motion capture artists. And I was like, but celebrities. And I was like, so I think Todd and I hadn't reached the celebrity status yet. So it's like back then I was like, holy fudge, this is a huge thing. And, but Todd was in it with me. So he was like, instantly, came over to me and welcomed me to the set. He was probably my nicest, warmest greeting, honestly, among the cast. Cause he's Ethan Winters, for goodness sake. Like he's been around doing it for a while. He came over and said, "Hey, I know who you are. I know what you accomplished, and I know it went away, but like I was with you, and this is going to be great. We're going to work together." And it was so great. He was sweetheart, very professional, very focused, and it was just so good to for us to finally be able to do it together. I was like, "Yay!"
That's so cool. He does a great job as well, as does everyone. Kelly, what is your favorite character in any game?
In any game?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm going to have to love Bela. I mean, come on now.
All right, besides Bela. Or in this game, who's your favorite?
Okay, so originally, I was up for Mother Miranda. So
isn't that funny? Because, sorry to cut you off, but Michelle was up for your part originally as well.
Yeah, because it had me read for both. I actually wouldn't, I think I originally read for the sisters. They didn't know who was who yet. They were reading the Witch Sisters, what they were called. And after I read for the Witch Sisters, they called me back and said, "We actually want you to read for another role as well." And so I did multiple auditions and multiple callbacks for those two characters. So it was like, I wonder if I'll get either one of them. You know what I mean? Just, dear God, let me get one of them.
Get one of them.
Yeah, just one of them. But yeah, so I think Michelle did great. So I love that character as well. So it's fun to play, superhuman type roles, right? In general.
There is some footage somewhere out there of you doing that Mother Miranda stuff. Yeah.
Throwing someone against the wall was the most fun for me. But yeah, I get to play that. Yeah. So yeah, there's footage somewhere of me doing that.
Supra, have you seen the face model for Bela?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous, isn't she? I'm like, thank you for picking her.
Is it Lisa Goodwin?
I don't remember her name. I just saw her picture when they put it next to Bela's.
I think it's Lisa Goodwin. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100%
That sounds familiar,
sure.
actually.
Yeah.
That might be it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Lisa, for being beautiful and attaching yourself to the character. I appreciate your genetics and your maintenance of your look. It's fantastic. And by the way, I want to say Michelle did a fantastic job.
Oh, yeah.
She was great.
Midnight Bloom, who he mentioned before, he was hoping to be an author. He says, "Thanks so much for the advice. In about a year, I'm going to go to college for video game design and hopefully studio art."
Yay! Oh man, that's awesome. What's his name again? His handle?
Midnight Bloom.
Midnight Bloom. Go
Nice
get it,
name.
Midnight Bloom.
Outside of Bela, what appeals to you most about the plot and setting of Village?
That's my neighbor. I don't know if you can hear her screaming.
Yeah, I just heard that.
That's my neighbor. Welcome to
Hold on. Why is she screaming?
There she goes again.
Is she a voice actor?
No, she's not, but maybe she should be. Yeah, I love. Hey, well, it draws me to it. I love the aesthetics of the game.
Yeah.
The animators did just tremendous work. I love, like I said, period pieces. So I just love the ornateness of the design, especially the castle. I love the intricate details, even in the wardrobe. If you really like, hone in on some of the beauty of the embroidery, it's just everything is so beautiful. So I'm really drawn to the aesthetics of the game. And man, gamers, you are puzzle masters. Like you really it's literally, I would miss things, and like people I'm with, like my friend was like, oh no, you have to go back to the typewriter, save where you are. I'm like, oh, okay. So how did you know that? Like, oh, you gotta swing the pendulum back and forth to light both. I'm like, oh, okay. Like you know things, like you figure things out in this game. And so I love the intricacy of this aesthetics and also the well-written nature of the actual storyline. Like it's amazing, and kudos to all of you who are so good at this.
The intricate detail in that castle, isn't it crazy?
Stunning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why it takes so long. Like once we do our part, it's like now it goes to the artists, the other artists, to make it, craft it to what it ends up being.
It's a team effort.
What about you, Dan? What's your favorite part of it?
I don't
Dan,
know.
I have to warn you, I'm a former producer reporter for a little bit of my life, so I wanted to interview actually. I was thinking about
favorite part of the game. I think when I killed your character, that was the most fun.
Why does everyone love killing Bela the most? What's up with that?
It was just your delivery when you called me a stupid man thing. I'm like, yeah, this bitch is going down.
I have a storyline for that too. So in my head, she was in love before she was captured by Lady D, and basically, I in my mind, like she was battling for her love, this man that she was adored and wanted to be with, and in the end, accidentally kills him, and so now is filled with animosity and hate. Like she loves men, but she's so angry that she lost the love of her life and she couldn't protect him. I had this whole backlog
That's
in my
awesome.
head.
I love that.
So she's attracted to men, but she's very angry because the man that she loved the most at the time has perished because of it.
There's another game idea, Capcom, if you're listening.
Here we
We've
go.
given you about 3.
And you can take it also, Midnight Bloom if you want to go, and yeah, Capcom, please. We started something here, and then it'll have to be Bela's revenge. She'll turn it around and the sisters will attack Lady D. So she'll be opposite sides.
Ooh.
She'll stop drinking the Lady D Kool-Aid and then turn around on her.
This is great. Creative meeting. Someone asked, is it pronounced Bela? So Bayla? I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Bay or B-A-Y. Yeah, Bay and then L-U-H. Bela.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bela. And then Dimitrescu.
Yeah.
Dimitrescu.
Say that again.
Duh.
Dimitrescu.
Yeah, exactly. Duh, and then me, and then Tresk.
Beautiful. Marcus, was the jump scares in the game scripted dialogue or personal add-ons?
What?
The jump scares. Do you know what I mean? When Bela sort of pops out at the player.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
So in the booth, we do all kinds of what are wild lines. They often are called wild lines. So that's why the dying, one point I said, I didn't hear this through any of the gameplays until I saw this one 2 days ago. And she says something how dare you bare your teeth at me, or something like that. And I was like, oh, I forgot I said that, because there's all these different options. So they'll have all these wild lines, it looks like dying or fighting. So basically you're in a booth and there's an Excel spreadsheet and on a screen. It's you'll have video of yourself if you've already done the mocap. And so you're looking at these different monitors. And so the Excel spreadsheet will say like the effort, like
Efforts, yep.
So like the sound effects that you're making, or it'll say the line, and it'll say like dying or fighting or like, what it is.
Okay, so that was done. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they give you a little bit of range. So like you get to do it like different ways, like a lot of effort, a little bit, like soft, weak, like she's really, and they'll tell you you'll do it 3 different times, like 3 different ways. So 3 in a row, basically. And then they'll be like, so like, and you're like, and a lot of times they'll turn off my mic and my headset. So I'm like,
oh, that's cruel.
I don't know if they like it or not.
Do they like it? Do they like me? Yeah.
Actually, this could be your dying scene. So really give it your all. Or this one, like you're toying with it, so they'll give you some ideas. But you basically get to go play and do 3 of your own. And then they direct you if they want it more intense or less intense, because you don't know what phase of the game this is going to be used in. So then you give them options, and then you get to play the middle one. We like the middle one. They play it back, and then you'll do the middle one 3 different ways, and they're like, oh, we like the third one. We're good, So you just get to play around, and some of it you get to improvise a little bit. Like you always do their lines because this is their game. The writers write well, so you do what they give you to do, and then because you get to do like 3 in a row. So maybe on one, you get to add something or, add the laugh. Like I like adding the laughs because I just feel like this character is coy and precocious, I think Bela is like really enjoying the hunt. And so I would add a laugh, or I would add, or a little extra to the line, and then they don't have to use it. They may be like, no. And they're like, we like the first one. Okay. So then you wait and see what ends up in the game.
So on that, Chaos says, was there any scenes that weren't added in? Well, I'm guessing there are. I'm sure there's some scenes that you did.
Yeah, because I've seen. Okay, I haven't finished the game, so I don't even know like about other characters and what they did and what they didn't do for their scenes.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting to see like different lines of mine were given based on how long the player is killing me. Like if you kill me quickly, I say less. It seemes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But like I have more lines if I'm still fighting you. So I'm like, oh, so I think I have, so I've heard different things. So I don't know exactly what all wasn't in. There has to be a lot of lines that aren't in there because I recorded numerous days, numerous hours. So I'm sure all of them didn't end up in the game, but I haven't seen every scenario to know to know what all made it and what didn't.
So all the motion capture stuff you did made it?
Yes.
Yeah. That's always a relief. Yeah,
it's so fun, guys, doing the motion capture. When can you run around like playing around like in a gym?
You could around your house, but you'd look a bit crazy, wouldn't you?
That's when you pull the blinds. I have blinds shut on that side for a reason. Like the blinds here are very open, and as you can see, like blinds are open. Where no one can, no one's out there like gonna see me, but neighbors, no, they don't know what the craziness I do in here.
Selena says, your beauty, your grace. Bekka, you did a fantastic job.
Thank you so much.
Much love to the both of you. Oh, thank you. Hope you have a great day. I've got to go to sleep now. I've been watching Laugh My Ass Off. It could be all sorts of wild times around the world right now.
Oh, did she say she laughed her ass off? Is that what she said?
She said, I got to go to sleep, laugh my ass off.
Oh.
It's too late.
What time is it where you are, Dan?
It is 9:30 a.m. at the moment.
Okay, so
I'm starting my day off, kicking it off right, I like to say. Moon says, how did you do Bella's voice? I think we touched on that earlier, didn't we? It's sort of your voice anyway, but you just got to get into the character. Paola, when they initially teased the daughters as witches, I actually thought they would melt like Wicked Witch of the West. Oh, okay, because there was some art, I think, that came out that they teased of the game early on. I don't know if you saw that.
They did, honestly, even when we were cast, we were called witches. So until we got our scenes, we didn't know anything about blood. We're like, oh, we're vampire witches. If we're witches, we're both. We do both. Yeah, but witches is how we were cast. The 3 witches.
Interesting. So you think you don't think you'll do a cosplay of Bela, or you might? You're looking into it.
Yeah, I think I should. I just literally this literally just happened before I logged in here with you.
Yeah.
So if anyone has any suggestions for some wardrobe, because I think, I'm getting requests now. So I mean, community of RE fans are so good to us. I mean, I want to be good to them, so I'd be happy to do something. But if anyone has some wardrobe help, or any seamstresses or wardrobe fashion designers want to help out, I'm happy to give you credit on, when I sell it,
So who's your favorite Lord? I'm getting asked here out of the 4 villains. So Heisenberg, Moreau, you're probably going to pick Lady D, aren't you?
Maggie's fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't
she's
go
so
past her.
yeah, she's so. I mean, they're all fantastic. I mean, honestly, it's like pick your favorite child.
I know. Yeah.
They're so good. I mean, and for different reasons. Yeah. I mean, I hate picking. I gotta stay true to my mother.
Shit, you're convincing. You just do that out of nowhere. That's why you're a professional actor. Nathan says, the game was amazing. I've gone through it 3 times already. Keep up the amazing job. I look forward to hearing your voice in future games.
I hope so too. I would love that. Thank you.
Punch says, Dan, you're a stupid man-thing.
Dan, you're a stupid man-thing.
Oh, shit. Lila says, is there anything you would have liked to do as Bela that you didn't get the chance to do?
Yes. Live. I would like Bela to have lived a lot longer. I would like to have frozen and then not break apart. And then somehow it warms up and she becomes, real again. She just is frozen in time.
I like
warms
that.
Up and appears in different places. Because what I thought would be cool, I'm not a writer, but I was like, okay, so if he's able to freeze us and we're frozen, but we don't die, it just puts us in a state of catatonic nature, right?
And it doesn't break apart.
Yeah, we don't break apart. And then he goes to fight Cassandra. And then that gives me time. You have a certain amount of time before I start becoming human again, becoming alive again, right? And then, so he's fighting Cassandra, he freezes her, and then Bela appears again. And then when he freezes Bela, Daniela appears. So it's literally, you have it, and so it's another level of what it would take to kill the sisters. Because all it does is basically incapacitate us momentarily. That way we could live longer. And then we throughout
That's
the cast.
That's a great idea. You are full of the best ideas today.
It's like a ticking time bomb. It's like, okay, I got rid of Bela for now. And now I'm fighting somebody else. Oh no, there's Lady D. Oh crap, Bela's again. She's back. It's been 10 minutes already,
And it
so
would create some urgency in the player. I actually like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Bela dies. Ah, they don't die. Sorry, spoiler. Pretty fast. So I just, it's my own mind wants them to, do a little more.
I love that. That's good. So you want to just continue pursuing more games in the future? Is that you going down that road, or you film and TV and everything, or are you going to go specific hard on games now?
I would love to say I'm at the point in my career, Dan, where I can just pick and choose what I want.
Yeah.
I just turn people down when I don't want to do it,
Yeah, I know.
They're sweet to you, darling, but this video game I'm doing right now, thank you so much. Or honey dog, I'd love to do that for you, but I got 4 video games I'm doing this week. So fun, but I don't have that luxury at this point. So as an actor, kind of grab what we can grab. If I could choose, I would do video game work, voiceover, mocap, video game work. I also love film. So if I could do 2 things, I would do video game work and film. And if I could do 3 things, I'd throw in television. The other stuff I do is hosting and modeling. And hosting is, it's a way to keep me out of the restaurant industry. So every now and then I'll be a spokesperson for, something, just to on camera, not hosting a restaurant, but hosting welcome, I'm interviewing today,
Well, I have seen you do those, is it, do you call it infomercials? Where you're selling a vacuum or something like that and you're the spokes. How's that?
Shopping network. I was on there for a year and a half. Because it's way better to sell a toilet product is what I sold than to clean toilets. So I was grateful, I'm like, can we talk about that? Okay, sure. I can make it fun. And I think it was fun and fun to do. It's fun to do live TV. But I don't love it. It's something that I started hosting an internationally syndicated music video show years ago, and I was the main host for 8.5 years while I was doing like news and producing, and I actually produced the show for a while. So I have a background doing different things. Voiceover was actually one of the first, voiceover and theater. Well, actually, radio DJ and theater were the first things I did. The theater was was definitely first. So you have a lot of things that you add to your repertoire. Like I didn't start out doing everything. I just did theater, and then I added voice work, and then I added television and film, and then film actually, then television. So if you've done it long enough, you get to add things to your repertoire. I don't say do it all at once, Modeling, actually, I started out doing that actually with theater. And I love it. Like, to me, it's like, if I get to do modeling, it's like, yay, easy money, playtime too, but it's just fun to like, not have to like remember lines and just to pose. Great. You want to hire me to do that? Yes. But what I love as a creative is the video game work.
Oh, I don't think anything beats it because it's a combination of theater and film in a way, isn't it, mocap?
I couldn't have said it better. Mic drop, Dan.
Mic drop. Matthew, thank you so much, mate. Joshua, your character and her sisters made me more... I don't even know how to pronounce that word.
Spell it.
Scareoused.
Scare and arouse combined?
Yeah. It's a new word.
I saw someone post... has Capcom and Resident Evil created, I think I saw like Scareousal or something.
It's
like
a new word, thanks to you guys.
I was like, I didn't comment. I didn't know what to say, Dan.
Yeah, you got to be careful some of the images that come out. I love how Cassandra and Lady D can team up at sometimes. It would have been cool if all three sisters and the mum were coming at us at one point. That would have been cool.
Yes. Prequel.
Let's get it done. Or DLC. DLC for this game would be cool. Yes. I want to know a little bit about you quickly. What does Bekka do outside of work? What are some of your interests, or working out or reading or what?
So Bekka has not much of a life. She's so like trying to find, because I live in Los Angeles, people. I like eating food and I like paying my rent. So I spend a lot of time trying to find work to do those two things. I'm incredibly responsible. So I do not like being late on any bills. Like I'm very like, I call it miminy piminy or punctilious. It means I'm anal. Like I just like, like being responsible.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing to have. Yeah.
Miminy piminy just sounds so much better. It's just like a Mary Poppins word, right? You're punctilious. It just sounds so much better.
I'm going to use that.
Right, but I work out a lot. I've been working out for a long time. I just like being physically fit, healthy, active. It's come in handy in my motion capture. I actually I've done everything from cardio bar, which is kind of like cardio ballet, to kickboxing. I was a long-time runner, calisthenics, body. But I do now. I have a trainer. Shout out to Progeny Fitness, Adrian Jordan. It actually started with him during COVID because he's like, "Oh, you got time? Train with me." And I was like, "Oh, I've been working out myself forever." He's like, "Yeah, but not with me." And he's amazing. He does actually Zoom workouts for people all over the country, all over the world. So if you want to, work with him, you have at it with my fitness trainer. But yeah, he does body weight and strength training with me. So I've added that. So yeah, it's I like being healthy and in shape, and it's because if Bela was a very large person, I probably wouldn't be cast for that particular role, and a lot of the role there would be a different role, but it's the type of work that I seem to get cast as more. So I like to, and honestly, being legit here, a lot of my family, like when you go to the doctor, they're like, "Oh, what do you have in your family history?" I go, "Check," because it's like everything. And so as a little kid, this is how big of a weirdo I am, nerd weirdo. I'd be caught doing two things. I'd be caught reading fantasy and sci-fi, anything really. I'd be caught in a corner reading, like anything I can get my hands on, that was adventure-esque. And I would be running. I started running in the 6th grade I grew up in the country with cornfields and cows, in Ohio.
Oh, wow.
So I started running in my kids because didn't have a lot of money. Because I felt like I wanted to be fit and active and healthy, and we didn't have any finances for me to be in after school activities. So I would just run in my kids out in the country. We had 3 acres, and I would run around the perimeter.
That'll keep you fit.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm a strange bird, but I created Bela.
I love it. I love it. Is there any video game series, movie, or anime character that would be a dream role for you?
Anything in Lord of the Rings. They're doing shows now. I know they're being mostly shot in like New Zealand and stuff, but anything in Lord of the Rings. I mean, I want to play a fairy. Like that's
a fairy.
And I want to play an elf. If I could be an elf in Lord of the Rings, people say, oh, they say earlier, I can die happy if you say man blood or whatever. If I could be, just right up there with like Legolas and Lord of the Rings, give me elfdom, I would be a happy camper. Yeah. And, more than anything, I would say doing fantasy, if I could, and think about, but characters like, Gladriel as well. And, Arwen, like those fantasy characters, because they're strong, powerful women. And powerful, I mean, like they're strong, complex characters. So I would love, in the video game too would be great, but like I would love to play those roles by far. And then the second realm, it would be get me on some Star Trek. Star Wars I'll take too, but yeah, get me on some of that. Like I've been watching I watched Picard when it came out, and
how is it?
So good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next one. Like I didn't have CBS All Access, and I'm like, and I'm cheapskate. I'll be frank. I'm frugal because I have to live in Los Angeles, and but I was like, yo, I'm buying CBS. I gotta have me some Picard. I've been waiting for this. But yeah, I get cast as 2 different things a lot. But I think I would play the best is fantasy, and then I think what I should get cast in a lot is period pieces because of my look. But I get cast as 2 things: that seductress who's like strong. She's assassins. I get assassins more than anything.
Really?
You think she's going to sleep with you or toy with you, temptress.
Yeah,
but she does
yeah.
put a knife to your throat and gets what she
yeah.
wants. And then, so the assassin badass kind of roles I get a lot. And then I get the quirky, goofy girl who's really lovable, but she's a little bit crazy. So the comedic relief, kind of like, she's so cute, but she's so weird.
And you also get some younger, like, girls, don't you, with voice acting?
Yeah, with the voices. Like I do little kids. Well, there's so much. Animation. Original cartoons were for kids, right? So there's so much voice work as kids, little boys, little girls. Like, I don't know if you want to come over and play them, but we could play outside if you want. And if you have Resident Evil, we can play Resident Evil too. I won't tell Mom, unless you want her to.
I don't know how you do that. Get your voice
but it's
that
like,
high.
it's like it's fun to like voices. Like I like everything from like this badass soldiers, like we're gonna go to war, to like the evil villain that's going to come and slit your throat. You better run or I will see the end of you. So it's just, but I prefer my own voice. But yeah, it's just, you get to like play with voice. Like that's what's so fun about voice is you can be a little kid, you can be a munchkin, you can be a little munchkin land, or you can, be like the old lady, or throw in some dialects, or, be the evil or be that strong. Like I had this one like Southern character. She didn't really give an F about anything. But this is how she had like that rough kind of voice, kind of a slow talker. And this is how it's going to be. Dan, this is how it's going to be for the rest of the interview. We're just going to talk like this the whole time.
Oh, that's cool. What was that for? Is that? It was
a video game.
A video game.
Oh,
okay. Okay.
But it's just fun. Like I think the coolest stuff is, the most fun is the video game work. And animation in general, really, because you can be anything, and it's fun playing, like little, leopards, and then like fairies, and then like evil orcs, and just making sounds,
Someone here said you'd make a great elf in Lord of the Rings.
I really, 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 really want to. When Evangeline Lilly got cast, and in one of the films, I was like, oh, they made her a redhead. And I love Evangeline Lilly. Like I'm a huge Lost fan.
She's very picky, but she picks great projects, doesn't she?
And she's gorgeous. She's smart. She has great choices as an actor. Great
They're
choices.
always strong women. Her characters, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, I think she worked for the Peace Corps for a while. I'm like, she's amazing. I'm like, oh. But when they made her a redhead, I was like, oh, the cast me as her sister now in another one. You know, like, come on.
Would she be up there as one of your favorites in let's say Hollywood?
Yeah, I think she's amazing. I mean, there's so many talented actors, but like, yeah, there's so many talented actors, but yeah, definitely her, because I love people who do something with their lives. And like the idea that she, you know, I think it was Peace Corps or something like that she did, or AmeriCorps or something. I do humanitarian work. I've worked in Nigeria on water wells and an HIV/AIDS clinic for kids.
You've been there?
Orphanages twice. Yeah. My favorite.
Wow, that's amazing. I want to do that as well.
Yeah. Huh?
I want to go there as well, to Africa or Nigeria. Or
Africa is incredible. It's literally my favorite trip. I also went to Bangladesh fighting systems of child brides and little girls being sold into the sex trade. And that was an amazing experience. But I would definitely say Nigeria, Africa was my favorite trip by far. The people are so warm and so welcoming. We worked mostly in villages. But when we say, hey, you're welcome, or you're welcome, we just say it as like a cliche, but they're like, you are welcome here. Like, you know, they're like, you are welcome. And it was so, like, they didn't want to be given anything. They wanted to take part and help out. Like, I'd be building something and they would jump in and take over my hammer, you know? There are a lot of people on the planet that feel very entitled. And it's a shame. I see it a lot in actually our country with some people. And like, we deserve this. You should give us this. That's not the feeling that I go when I work in a lot of third world countries. They're grateful and they want to take part. They want to help. They don't want to just be given things. They want to like earn it and work with it. And there's beauty to that.
That's amazing that you've done that. There you go.
Thank you.
I'd love to do. Who did you work with for that? Is it a worldwide?
When I went to Nigeria, it was through Back to Back, but also my church. I go to the Vineyard in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I'm from, and we spent, you know, I don't want to get the number on, but I forget how much we spent, $35,000 or $65,000, whatever, to buy a drill rig. We teamed with a group of Nigerians who were educated in the U.S. engineering, and they created a self-sustaining enterprise. So we teamed with them because basically my pastor had met with a guy from Manuel from Nigeria. He's like, what do your people need? Like, what do you need? He's like, clean water. The young and the old die because they don't have access to clean water. They drink dirty water that's infested with disease and they die. And so we teamed up with them. The church bought the drill rig. We teamed up with Back to Back to be able to have a kind of a partnership to create the self-sustaining enterprise. And so they drill for profit for businesses, and they take the money they use to drill for the villages so that they actually have water wells as well. And then for both Mexico trips, I went several times to Mexico and orphanages. That was also Back to Back. The Vineyard Church was the church I went to in Cincinnati that teamed with them. Mm-hmm. And then Bangladesh, it was Mosaic Church that I teamed with, as well as Speak Up for the Poor. So a lot of times churches will team with inland organizations. So like Mosaic, for example, or Vineyard Cincinnati would team with Back to Back or team with Speak Up for the Poor, because they are based in Bangladesh or they are based in Nigeria. And so it's like a partnership where people can come together and work with, because it's not like, let's go save the world. No, we're just trying to help. Like we don't know everything. It's their country. They know what they need. We don't. So let's be humble and be like, how can we help? What do you want us to do? How can we team to make this a better situation for you? And it's our honor and privilege to learn from them as well on what the process should look like. Because for the Nigeria project, we had a team of I was on the communications team, but we had a team of educators. We had a team of engineers from Procter and Gamble. We had a team. So we had basically all kinds of people working together to figure what's best for this process. Speak Up for the Poor is based in Bangladesh, and they've been working with brothels and orphanages and for little girls, getting them out of the sex trade or preventing them from getting into it, depending on what location you're at, for years. And it's like they already have an established organization. Let's team with them and let's see how we can help them in their mission.
My girlfriend did the same thing in Thailand, the exact same thing. There's a real problem over there with that sort of stuff as well.
Yes,
and just some terrible stories that.
There's even trafficking here.
Yeah, oh, I know. It goes on right in front of us.
It's and then because my big so I have a huge passion for I have 2 Compassion kids, 3 technically, but one's already graduated from the program. So Compassion International works with children in third world countries, helps provide them, everything from educations to food to clothing. So I have three kids there, and so I'm a big fan of them. And also IJM, International Justice Mission, and they're an anti-slavery organization. And because there are, last time I checked, there were like 27 million slaves today. It's probably bigger, but that's an insane number. Think about that. And we're talking child soldiers, we're talking sex trade, we're talking indentured servants. And so they fight to eradicate slavery. They fight to free slaves, but also prosecute slave traders. And so they're one of my favorite organizations to work with.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thanks for
sharing.
sharing.
Sorry, they're real heavy on the RE fans.
No, thank you for sharing that. That's good. That's
they were fighting for good.
We all need to bond together, don't we?
So there's something y'all can look up if you want to choose one of those organizations to support or look at.
Yeah, exactly.
So y'all.
Yeah, Wavebook says that's awesome. That's so kind. Justin says you're so talented and amazing. You inspire so many people. So happy you're a part of this community. Love the human story, the opportunities in small towns. Hopefully I can see you in a movie one day. This is so meaningful. Yeah, so many positive comments. So I just have to say, Bekka, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you giving us the last nearly 2 hours of your time.
Is it? Well, when I saw Aaron, I had to watch his in sections. I had to watch I think I watched 20 minutes and then another 20, and then I did it 40 one day, and then so I watched the whole thing. But I had to, and I was just like, man, I can't compete with that. How can I go on now? He's so good. And he and Dan were like brothers, and and I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I was like, oh, maybe if I talk 20 minutes, maybe Dan will be like, oh my gosh, hang up the phone with her, get off Zoom. Oh my gosh. But no, it was so fun talking to you. Thank you for being kind enough.
No, we could go on for hours. I think if we don't turn this, I'm not going to get anything done. we could go on for about 6 hours. Hey,
for one talk to this little Cincinnati, Ohio girl, I really appreciate it.
No, we've had over 150,000 people turn up to this.
Thank you.
Awesome. Is there anything you want to say to the fans that are watching?
I am so grateful to all of you. Bela is grateful to all of you for supporting me, for killing me. I'll let you off the hook for that one. But you have been so wonderful, and I'm so excited for the prequel. Fight for it, for us. Love, Bela.
Love it. And any upcoming projects you can talk about?
I don't think there's anything I can say. NDA, everything is non-disclosure
But
agreement.
you've got stuff coming out soon.
Well, not soon, because these things take a long time to develop, to come out. Yeah. In fact, I have one thing that's kind of hanging in the lurch because they're having disagreements about whatever the release, and the other things are just NDA. So it's
that's all right. But you're working.
I'm trying. Yes. So here's hoping. If you want to do some shout outs to get Bela, Bekka, whatever more roles, let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that live signing again, is it June 6th? Did you say?
Yes, Sunday, June 6th, 1:00 Pacific Standard Time.
And and you'll be live on your IG, which is Bekka Prewitt.
Yes.
And also you're on Twitter, Facebook. You got a YouTube channel, I think.
Bekka Prewitt. And I could use any followers there. I could use followers all of them. Because I didn't devote a lot of time to the YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I gotta catch up. And everything's about numbers. People are like, oh, you gotta have good numbers, and I'm like, oh, I just was kind of being me. I didn't really try to fight to get good numbers. And so I'm like, oh, I'm behind the game.
So what you should do, Bekka, after this, go on your YouTube and comment on this video, and I'll pin it. All right?
Yes.
Okay? Do that for me.
Back, brother.
I got your back. I got your back. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Is there quickly something Bela can say to Dan as we wrap this incredible conversation up.
I want to say to Dan, I'm gonna come find you, little man thing. Don't worry, wherever you go, whatever you do, I'll be looking for you.
Oh man, that laugh. That is the best laugh in a game I've ever heard. Seriously, I love that laugh.
So loud. When I was like watching the scene, you know, the first one that we unveil and the bugs.
Yeah.
I was like, there's my laugh. Oh, there's my laugh. Oh, I'm still laughing. I can identify it. I was like, I'm the loud one.
I might have to do a video of just your laugh compilation. That'll probably do quite well. All right, Bekka. Well, we'll talk soon, but I really appreciate you taking the time today, and I wish you all the best. I really do.
Thank you. I hope to be on with you in the future with a new game.
100%. 100%. Anytime. Talk soon and take care, guys. Make sure to follow Bekka.
Bye.
Yeah, but guys, who have we got in here? Some incredible people that have stuck out the entire 2 hours. I shouldn't say stuck out. It was pretty fun. Tell you what, that flew by, that last 2 hours. We got Freddie. We got Laz Robert, the Hunter. I saw you, the Hunter. You were here at the start, brother. I know. And same with you, Freddie. Just Vincent. Of course, Brian. Knight Lycan. Nice name, Lycan. Matt Pixie, Retro. Diana, Dejeng, John Walker, Samuel Phantom, Angela. Why can't I say people's names? Crusader, Lieutenant Narks. Hey, how's our boy going? How's James going? The Northern Nerdcast. Hold on, I need to turn this down. The Northern Nerdcast says, Dan, another great chat. Wanted to thank you for giving a small channel like mine the ability to start talking with voice actors. We just talked to David Bates, and that's great, man. I'm so glad. I'll have to check that one out. Hopefully you get some more cool guests. Dan, please read my message. Hellblade 2. She can't mention Hellblade 2, even if she was in it, mate, unfortunately. Great interview. Thank you, broski. Guys, tomorrow we got Paula Rhodes, of course, Angie Eveline from Resident Evil, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. That'll be fantastic. She's definitely one of the best guests on here for sure. Can't get enough of her evil personality. I know, she was awesome. What's Bekka's YouTube channel? If you type in her name onto YouTube, you should be able to find it, guys. You should be able to find it. Handsome Dan, thank you. Dan, you're literally amazing. Thank you for the interviews. I will always support you, man. Thanks for Justin, man. I mean, that's such kind words, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Angie the Doll. Yep, Angie the Doll coming on tomorrow. And, of course, we got Lady D coming on. Got Lady D coming on. Don't you forget it. Great interview, Spotted Jellyfish. Well, thank you so much. Austin, so cool you do these interviews. Loving them as a fan. I'm so glad. It's really great insights, especially that one we just did then. I mean, some really cool insights about the backstory, what she thought, some behind the scenes. Like, this is stuff we've never heard before. This is exclusive stuff, exclusive interview. Adrian Jordan, thank you so much for the $9.99 in through the super chat. I appreciate that, Adrian Jordan. Paola, again, thank you for the super chat. Gabriella, Skeptical Gamer, Yena, Joshua, Matthew, Moonchop, Selena SK, 2K, sorry. Thank you all for the super chats. I really appreciate it. All the support means a lot, guys. Helps keep running the show. I really appreciate it. What's your Discord, Dan? My Discord, I'll give you the link right now. So you guys can head on in and join the Discord. You can't see me, can you? You can't see me. Now you can. Thank you. Here's the Discord for you guys if you want to hop in and join. I'll pop it in the chat for you right now. And also, if you could, head over to the Instagram, Twitter, follow me there. It'd be fantastic if you could do that, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Who else we got in here? Midnight Bloom. I'm excited for future games. Thank you for those questions, man. I appreciate it. I'm hyped for Angie, Murray, Lady D. Hopefully, Chris Redfield and Ethan Winners. I'm rooting for those interviews. I'm rooting for them too, man. Make sure you tag Jeff Shine and Todd Soley, Chris Redfield and Ethan. If we want to get them on, they're not confirmed yet. We haven't got a date or anything. They're the only two we're sort of missing now from the entire cast, which is pretty cool that we've been able to get so many. The Lady D fart video made me laugh like crazy, especially seeing your reaction. I mean, that was so funny, man. It was so stupid, the video, and I knew I was putting out stupid content. I know, there's some dislikes there. I 100% understand it. But my God, it was funny. Oh, you couldn't not laugh. You couldn't not laugh. Interview the daughter's face models. Like, I've had that. I'm going to do Lady D's face model, Helena, but I can't just do every face model, guy. It's just too much. It'd be crazy. Talon, thank you for the interviews. Thank you. Guys, if you like the interviews, please subscribe or become a member of the channel. Click the join button. It really helps me out. We have some incredible members of the channel so far. X Garbett, Tyne, Santi, Brad Allen. Yes, Brad Allen, my brother. Tash, Jade, incredible members. Tio, John Lambert, Nash, Bushy, Craig, Who Cares, Thomas, Gonzo. I mean, there's some incredible guys in there. Regan, I love your channel. Hey, thank you, Regan. I love you. Josh has become a member. Best of the best, baby. Thank you, Josh. Absolute legend, Josh. I really appreciate it, mate. All the time in the world for you, Josh. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Welcome to the best of the best. And we got Jade in here as well. She's the best of the best. She's top tier. You know what I'm saying? Paige has joined as well. Paige, baby. 2 in a row. Woo! Paige, welcome to the best of the best. And I like your profile picture too, Paige. I love it. Hey, I know you're a fan. I know you're a Resi fan, just like me. Welcome, Paige. Welcome. Welcome, Josh. Great to have you here, guys. Thank you for becoming members. It means the world, your support. It really does, guys. Zach, thank you for the stream, Dan. Cheers, brother. No, cheers you, mate. You're the legend. Will you be interviewing Todd? As I said, I'd love to. He didn't say... He literally said to me, never say never, Dan. So he gave me a little bit of a taste, but nothing's confirmed at this stage. No problem. Your interviews have been amazing. Josh, thank you, man. I'm so glad you enjoyed them. Keep up the great interviews. Thank you, Gabrielle. Am I saying that right? Gabrielle. It's yeah. I'm terrible with names. You've got to forgive me. Paige, thank you. Happy to be here. Happy to have you, Paige. Thank you. Welcome, new members. Exactly. How can I be a member? You can just click the join button and become a member of the channel. Yeah, Doja. I don't know if it's on, if you're on your smartphone. I don't know if you can do it on there. Maybe it's only desktop. You guys will have to let me know. I'm not sure on YouTube how it works. Can't wait for the Paula Rhodes live chat. I heard she's a firecracker. And I'm going to have a blast with her. I know she's got some wacky, crazy voices in there. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. That's happening tomorrow. As soon as this live ends, it'll directly take you to that interview, so you can set reminder. Look at the people that have joined the Discord. Well, thank you. Palace, Anime Boy, Memes for Life, Logitech, SHX, Natasha, Nuka, Monday Lisa, Endelution, Linguini, Angie, It's Zanny, Brady, Confeds, Ven, Nicosaurus, and B Dave. Thank you for joining the Discord, guys. We're going strong. Here's some more. Goof Sandwich, Lieutenant Narks have joined. Fantastic. And I'd love to see you guys in here. Who else have we got coming in, hey? There you guys are joining now, because you know I'm ready. Superfly, baby! Member of the channel, baby. Superfly. Superfly for a nice guy, white guy. You are Superfly, baby. Long overdue. This interview was amazing. Thank you, man. Should have joined earlier. No, mate. Mate, I'm happy to have you. I'm happy to have you. Thank you for the support. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. And welcome on in. You are now one of the best, baby. Love it. Love it. Paul is a 10 out of 10. PK Maniac, respect to you doing these interviews in your time zone. I mean, yeah, I got to get up early for them, but I mean, it's an absolute. I love doing them. Love doing them. Love doing the interviews. I've done about 40 now, and I mean, I've had fun with each and every one. I've never had a bad guest. Never had a bad guest. Long overdue. Yeah, thank you, Superfly. No, I really do appreciate it, mate. Oh, this music, guys. What does it remind you of? I've got the soundtrack playing. Hold on. Yummy. Dada. Oh, man. You'll recognize that music from a mile away. Far out. The baby fetus monster. Was there anyone that did more videos on that than me? The answer? No. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Hey, I tell you what, the music in this game's incredible. Because every song that's come on in the background, and I know I'm talking to you guys, but I'm hearing it and I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's the baby song. That's the Lady D song. That's the Heisenberg. So they did a pretty bang-up job. I think that's an underappreciated element of the game. Huge congratulations on your milestone of 100k. Jack, watching Dan's channel blow up warms my heart. Guys, I really appreciate it. It took me years to get to just 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. And now in the last week, I've done like 20,000 in a week. It took me years to get 20,000. It isn't an overnight success. I tell you now, guys, it's blood, sweat, and tears. As I said, it's hours of work that I work on. This is my full-time job, and I absolutely love it. But it's not. You don't just sit around. There's a lot of editing and researching, but I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. Where did you get the t-shirt? Hey, yeah, I know, Crash Bandicoot, hey, and ROP. You know what? I think I got it sent to me by Activision for the game when the game came out last year, Crash 4. I don't know if you guys are Crash fans. I love it. I love Crash. I actually talked about getting the guy who did the original Crash on for an interview, but I looked back and it's like he didn't have any lines. He just goes, "Woo!" Or he doesn't really say much. Oh, my dog is desperate to come in, guys. Desperate to come in. Just give me 1 second here. Come on. Come on in. Come on in and say hi. Come on. Come on in. Come on. Give me a kiss. Say hi. You the Mr. Daddy. Winter the cutie. Oh, she needs a walk. A poor thing. It's alright. I know you missed your dad. Daddy. Oh, I know, the baby. Isn't it creepy? Paula's amazing, and the House of Benevito, so terrifying. It was scary and amazing experience. Can't wait to see her tomorrow. Yeah. Hey, as I said before, that baby is the creepiest creature in the history of games, in my opinion. No joke. Leech, yo Dan, new around here. Great content. Thank you, Leech. Appreciate it. Doggy, the puppy. Yeah, 1.5 years old, Winter. Winter, kiss. Kiss. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bubby. Kiss. You're funny. Funny little doggy, hey? Oh, very cute. Winter. The celebrity dog, hey? She loves this. Yeah, so yeah, guys, I'm trying to get Todd. I'm trying to get Chris Redfield, Jeff Shine. I'm trying to get Todd, aka Ethan Winters. I think that'd be an amazing interview. But I was able to get Lady D, and that's happening Saturday at 3 p.m. PST. That is going to be her first ever interview. She is doing a stream with Nicole and that. You can check that out, guys. And this happened tomorrow or the next day. But it's her first long-form interview with anyone. And we were able to secure that thanks to you guys and your support on the videos and the welcoming community that we have. And you know what? I reached out to her before the game was even out. I reached out to a lot of the cast because, of course, I got the game early and I was able to beat it. And I saw the credits. Because originally we thought it was Mary Elizabeth that played Lady D. That was what was on IMDb. That was completely wrong. So I reached out to Elizabeth and she said, Mary Elizabeth, she said, no, Dan, that's not me. I'd love to chat, but I'm not Lady D. So then I saw Maggie. I found Maggie. She had, no joke, 100 followers on Instagram. She had 20 followers on Twitter when I looked at her. She's now, I don't know what she's on now, thousands, right? This was before the game was out. I contacted her, I said, hey, I know you can't say anything. I'd love to interview you, blah, blah, blah. Great job. She couldn't reply. She couldn't reply. She was under NDA. And same with Aaron, the Duke. And he's like, Dan, I can't say anything. I'd love to chat. Let's talk after the 7th, I think he said. So he's pretty much saying, yeah, I know I'm the Duke. You know I'm the Duke. But I can't confirm or deny because of NDAs. And I was going to send the same to Bekka and some of the cast, but it's just like, they can't say anything. They're under NDAs. You know what I mean? So, and I tell you what, can we omit this nice accent? Dog is cute. Super good YouTuber. All you need is a nice accent and a cute dog. And that's it. Far out. The Lady D chat's going to be insane, I know, and I'm going to get some mods involved. If anyone wants to be a mod, send me a message with your, I don't know, send me a message if you'd like to be a mod or whatever. So you just want to clean out some of the crap that will probably be in that. I'm guessing there's going to be a F-ton of slurs, sexual things, and all crazy shit. We just want to clean it up as best as we can, and it's just inherently it's going to be quite a big, it's going to be a big turnout because she's such an iconic character now. So we just want to make sure, because there's going to be some people that have never seen my work and are just coming in, so Do you think you'll ever get Mia's voice actor? I'm actually getting Mia on. Yeah, Mia Winters. Katie O'Hagan. That's happening. And that's happening on the 20th of May at 3 p.m. PST. Tomorrow's interview with Paula, that's at 1 p.m. Okay, so all of them are 3 p.m. except for tomorrow's, that's at 1 p.m. Just so you know, guys, 1 p.m. PST. But Katie is happening Thursday. It might clash with Lady D, Maggie's stream. I don't know. We'll have to find that out. But yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. I know you guys will stay respectful, but there'll be other people that come in that'll be dicks or whatever. So we'll just clean them out with some of the mods. Yeah. Another dono tomorrow, Dan. I appreciate the support, brother. I really do. Well, guys, I better go and walk this dog, hey, and get some videos out for you guys. I've got a couple of cool ideas, so stay tuned in the next 24 hours for some cool videos. But I tell you what, it's been a pleasure. It really has. All the new members. It really is a joy to bring this content to you guys. Great turnout today. And thanks for sticking by. Alright, guys. Take care. I appreciate it.